There are a lot of stories and myths, ones that were raised up people's understanding of spirits, raised up from different perspectives and horrors of different people's lives. Different takes of how the world works has been a thing for generations. Countless cases of religions from past and still present all share different factors of how the world was created and different take for how this world has had diabolical things manifested. In this instance, a brawlic warrior, but at the same time a beast, was bringed out into the world for its own lustful means of evil and carnage. Depending on the interpretation, the Onis can be seen as guardians, can be seen as bastards, and can be guardians, but are brawlic and ferocious. They always stay in a brawlic ferocious case, mongrels of war, and stay with the dignity to be demonic. Depending on the edge that they will go forth, for money, eating, and other cases, they can be your greatest allies. The thing about the Oni though, is that when they fight, their fighting is very brutacious. And they will appease anybody if it goes for the bigger wealth, for the kill, and other things. There are multiple stories about the Oni, as them being the Japanese greatest, if not one of the greatest form of folklore and myths ever. As some Oni still hold a capture in some different religions. The Oni in general Japanese folklore and religion and myth is one of the best case of capture looks at a beast in all of time. To think that the Oni is real is on your own perception. But to say that a beast or people cannot exist in the same place of the Oni would be considerably inconsiderate. To think that something with this large mass would not hold some bear in the world. Because of how great of a fighter and great beast the Oni is when it comes down to its other paths in the mythology that we speak of. Like I said, with multiple different stories, there's multiple different conflicts in Japan with them. But to give you the general look of an Oni is a big giant demon, monster, ogre, a brawlic beast that feeds on people and is cannibalistic, is human-like but can be ascended down from a heavenly bog plane or from under to cause carnage and seeks different humans out for its own cruel means. There's different interpretations where they are guardians, mainly paid out for or were birthed into a samurai lineage. This is shown in the interpretation of how an Oni is represented by humans, in this case, like the game For Honor, where you have Shigoki, a heavy character that's a guardian of the samurai, is the strongest of them physically, and a beastful man that's 6'10", seems 7 foot, and is a giant beast of a man. He can do a lot of stuff in his caliber of being a beast. And so with that being said, his capabilities as a mongrel, a beast, giant, is like the Hulk in comparison to the Avengers. And he represents Oni very solemnly with the most iconic weapon, the Kanabo, a big giant club that has the capabilities to be very dragged out, heavy when it comes down to his capabilities to hurt people. As obviously as a big man, him using it is very good. Now the Kanabo in For Honor is a little bit dramatic size, but is accurate to how Onis would actually use their own giant pillar-like clubs, because their clubs are that big into that case of size. They would actually be used in that type of way and made up like that. So when it comes down to the accuracy, it's true. A general club will be the average state of for a club in the form of like Hercules' club, but even then, it doesn't take away the fact that you could have clubs to that place of size. He mainly pops it out like a bat, which is reasonable for a form of a standard rock club. But even then, he has more capabilities to that. He's accurate to their great strength, as they are big ass giant monsters. They are ogres. If they want you out the swamp, they will take you out the swamp and taking your dignity as it is. They are the guys your girlfriend told you not to worry about. But as well, their capabilities to be giant mongrels or something to be feared, as obviously the unstoppable forces. And one of the stories is Shotundoji, which I don't have the best education about, as I learned about it a few days ago. And if you actually want to get more education about the more sincere Japanese folklore, I'm just giving you a little synopsis of them as a great storyteller that I feel like here. I would go to person in history or people known for talking about the Oni, as there's a great video that I'll put in the description of this one where you can go ahead and see one yourself. That is very great. But Shotundoji pretty much involved a monk scaring people and being a trickster, and eventually karma came up to him and he wore the cursed mask. Everybody told him not to. He wore it, and because he wore it, it glopped to his face. And then, because of that, it more sinked into his face and became more demonic and Oni-like in this instance. And so, the Dreaded Monk will become a scarce beast more and more every day, and started leasing carnage on every person that came in his path, eating the bones, sucking the blood, and doing demonic things. Onis are also known for kidnapping children and being a demonic, fierce, scary myth that children wake up about at night. They have nightmares about this demon forcing havoc and releasing demonic things into the village and doing carnivorous things. And so, when it comes down to a Oni being a children's myth, it works, as the Oni are fierce creatures that do demonic things. And so, as well, with the character of Shigoki being a guardian that's seen as family from another world, makes sense. But another character, like the Oni from Dead by Daylight, a fierce demonic creature, bursting with anger, you can hear his roar across the map, being a beastful warrior, is true. Yokozuna, if I'm saying his name right, is a demon born out from being taken out of commission in a fight, and was born to pretty much be a demon. He had every act to be a demon, and now pledged to be one. The entity took him in, seeing him as a great asset, as obviously being a big man. He is actually 7 feet tall, and being someone that's a brawlic warrior, and having a great granddaughter with a spirit like no other, pun intended. The Oni holds a lot of different interpretation in multiple myths, anime, comics, manga, as I put that as well. And I feel like arguably the most famous form representation of an Oni would definitely be a tie between Shigoki and the anime character that I forgot his name of, but it depends on your take about things like that. Because overall, the Oni show a great lot in multiple case of things, and so depending on the appearance and showcasing of him, he could bring a lot of different cool things about him that you would not generally know about depending on the case. He's a very cool character though, and I like the Oni that comes here and there within different interpretation and showcasing. And I think you guys like him too, with a lot of different showcasing of the Oni being shown in good and some different weird-like cases. As I see the Oni, he's a very weird interpreted character. In the greatest story, like I said, Shotundoji, he was killed by a samurai after being too much of a big Brock Oni and carving too much of his name with demons, and demons becoming his army, so eventually he was killed because of that. But that is the story of the Oni. If you want me to talk more about folklore and other cases things and things along that, let me know. This has been Amonra's Reviews / talk about different things. This is a video I want to go and put out over in October. I didn't have the time, unfortunately. You guys are getting it now. This could be a Halloween special for a different time. This is meant to scare you. This is a scary topic, as obviously we're talking about big ogre cannibals shit. So there you go. Wanted to give you a synopsis of how Onis are like and who they are. Unscripted take, but still had a drive with it. Tell me if y'all like my narrator voice like Ting. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out, mommy. Love ya.